Tonight we're putting on the Trashiest show in town. I think they've got some people over at Waldo's too. They might be a little trashier. I'm not sure. So I'm going to kick it off here, and we're going to tell a few stories here about the road in year 1, year 2. This is year 3 right now. So we're called Pick Up America. We've been picking up trash for almost 3,000 miles now. We've picked up about 175,000 pounds of trash, and it's been crazy. In the ripe old age of post-college unemployment, 4 of us sat face to face at my parents' home and planned. We got all our logistics together, planned our route, planned our events, and then we hit the road. We thought we were hot shit, and we were like walking around with a strut, and we got comments. We were like, people were like, "Who do you think you are, the eco-police?" We were just like, "Fuck you, we're just trying to pick up trash, make it a better place." Whatever. And then came DC. Our man Eric, he came in for a few weeks. We walked through DC. Well, it only took us like a few hours to walk through DC. It's so small. And it's all a bunch of like federal trash. So it wasn't like literal trash. So we just walked pretty quickly. And then there was West Virginia. Anyone know their state slogan?
Open for business.
Wild and wonderful. Open for business. There's a couple. We had such a wild and wonderful time. We rafted down the wild and wonderful New River, while our wild and wonderful raft guide said he once found a wild and wonderful severed hand on the riverbed. What kind of backwoods shit is that? A severed hand? And then we all jumped in the river like it was no problem. We partied so wildly and so wonderfully one night, I passed out cuddling a watermelon. It was so wild and wonderful we didn't pick up trash till 5 p.m. the next day. We were puking until 4 p.m. It was also clear that past generations West Virginians were more wild and wonderful than we were. They were so wild and wonderful that they threw out Mountain Dew cans all across the road. And they left scrap metal everywhere, and tires, and beer cans, and fucking meth kits for us to pick up. And pill bottles everywhere for us to pick up. It was crazy. My first step into Ohio was on a piece of dog shit. We're going to hear a little bit more about the second and third year later, and by October 2010, we were burnt out. We only covered 735 miles from Maryland to Ohio because it was so damn trashy. There was one day along the Ohio River where we only covered 0.6 miles. It was so trashy.
Wow.
So, stick around, and we're going to pass it off to some other folks now.
Well, what we do is improv comedy, and we're going to weave some sketches into tonight's show, maybe make fun of this group a little bit, or the idea of trash. And I think one of the things that you guys may not realize is getting a job with Pick Up America is really challenging. So we've got 3 applicants who are going to go through the interview process, but we need to kind of twist it up a little bit and give them each character. Okay, so to recap, we got Michelle here. She's going to be a penguin. Peggy Soup is going to be Darth Vader stuck in a country western, and Cooper's going to be a dildo.
We're out on the road a lot. We got to withstand a lot of elements. We got heat, we got cold, we got the weather, it's all extreme. So, how would you withstand the elements?
Good? Better with hot than cold.
I'm self-contained. And how do you deal with different types of smells?
There's a lot of them.
And just in the interest of highlighting that diversity, we're going to do an interview with one of our only pickup artists to join us from overseas. So give a warm welcome for Song Chang. Hello, thanks for being with us tonight, Song. So you'll have to bear with us. Song has just been learning English, and so we've been teaching him whatever we can here and there. But Song, so I understand that you have been walking with the pickup artists for about a month now. Have you had a good time on the road?
Yep.
Good. You've been meeting lots of good people and seeing lots of beautiful places?
Yep.
Good. So is it safe to assume that you would join the pickup artists for future undertakings?
What?
Would you like to work with Pickup America again in the future?
Hell motherfucking yeah, bitch!
One day, I found my very first road dildo in conservative Western Cincinnati. So of course, Donna, who was picking up trash with me, said we need to take a photo to commemorate this moment, right? Forever. So I pick it up and I'm scrunching my face at it. I'm getting ready to take the picture, and I hear this voice, this sweet voice from a rolled down window of a minivan traveling the other way. "Thank you," she said. Picking up trash, not for taking the picture, obviously. So this one day, John and I were walking through Columbus, Indiana. We had a news story in the paper, so people knew we were there. They were stopping and giving us food, and I saw this building in the distance. This little boy's running down the side of the highway like, "You're the people picking up trash, right?" And he grabs us and yanks us into the school where the entire school is together to hear us present. And that was the only time we've ever presented while simultaneously picking ticks off of our body. So let's take a moment for St. Louis, because St. Louis was a beautiful time. Some shout outs for St. Louis. First to Chris and Benita for letting 7 trash gypsies stay with them in their tiny guest house for 3 weeks. Special shout out to Chris for successfully eating a hot dog every day for the entire month of July 2011. That counts as one hot dog. Second to the City Museum for generally being amazing and letting us build our peace drum there. This woman's husband gave us wine and cigars and beer, and he was a preacher, and he took me on my first ever motorcycle ride, and I told my mom, and she said, "Don't ever get on a motorcycle with someone who believes in an afterlife." And we also saw the world's largest ball of twine, which the boys climbed, despite knowing that locals pee on it for fun. And we saw the geographical center of the United States. And we saw the sky and the sunsets and all the emptiness. Till we finally made it to Colorado.
And what's going to happen is, I'm going to say click, and these fine folks are going to move around in some crazy way, and then I'm going to say click again, and then they're going to freeze, and then I'm going to turn around, look at them, and describe the slideshow to you all. Click. We had a woman for a while that didn't know how to tie her shoe. And she liked to get spanked. Click. I didn't realize she was breastfeeding. She was. We had to get out of that town. Click.
And be the one who catches all your tears. That's why I need you to hear. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to
an epic road trip. We started in Maryland, we went to Charleston, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Denver. And so Colorado's beautiful, but man, Utah, we went to not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 national parks in Utah. It was super, super gorgeous. And I rallied these people these trash gypsies, to wake up at 6 a.m. to hike to the top of Delicate Arch, and that day, March 14th, 2012, will go down in history as the only day that we've ever woken up early voluntarily. We met a 17-year-old in Cedar City, Utah, who started her own CSA that was so successful, she started employing her parents. Baby goat, there's your baby goat, Joe. Oh wait, no. Oh wait. That's a baby goat. That's a mama deer that we ate. It's not anything like a baby goat, Mandy. That was the first roadkill we've ever eaten. It was pretty exciting. Jeff's pretty excited. And we were in Utah for a while, and we had to go sleuth undercover to send a rogue band of trash gypsies to go to Nevada, the only state that did not give us permission to pick up their trash for free. We almost got arrested for littering because we were disturbing the trash on the side of the road, so it was more noticeable. And that was a really interesting conversation in the back of a police car to explain what was happening. It all ended well, don't worry. And we had Song join us as our first foreign exchange student, and as you might have realized, some things that Song has experienced as his first is not appropriate for this audience, but what is appropriate is his first roller coaster ride. We walked past this roller coaster, I went in and said, hey, can we get a free roller coaster ride? And we kind of explained to Song what was happening, but we kind of just sat him on the ride. And afterwards, I said, Song, did you have a good time? And he said, I feel nothing. Sorry. So Colorado has in fact been very colorful so far. We have these shiny new colorful additions to the bus, and Casey and Eric, the shiny new additions to our team. And we just can't wait to climb over those Rocky Mountains and cross sunny California to Victory in San Francisco. Victory has fireworks, daytime fireworks, that's what it looks like. And we will celebrate our sweet victory over this trashy country. And all of the wounds, and all of the random places that we've slept, Princess and the Peas, and the trash monsters we've battled will have been worth it. The end is in sight. We're so pumped to get it done, but we can still use all the help we can get. Cash, hugs, change, suggestions.
I'm not a